to Brad Sweet, and then we'll open up the floor for conversation and a few questions. So who's got the first question here tonight? All right, great. Thanks for coming. We'll see you later. Good.
I'll start it off with that.
Okay, go ahead, TJ.
Brad, let's talk about that run you had in that restart where you kind of moved right through the top 5 and right up to second. Why don't you talk us through that?
Yeah, it was, you know, I knew that I was better than a couple of guys in front of me, you know, Hodman and 49, and it was just a matter of jockeying position with Shane and Justin Henderson there. I didn't want them to get ahead of me because I knew whoever got in front had a clear lane to at least second. So lucky enough, I was able to get back by Shane on that restart, and then I got the bottom working really well, through 1 and 2 especially, and was able to make pretty quick work of them. I was looking at my chops there when the caution came out with 13 to go behind Dave. He was running the top, and I had the bottom really good, and then you know, after that, he really just took off, and I honestly just had nothing for him there at the end. I had to move to the top. The bottom kind of went away a little bit for me, and then just was a little bit too tight up on the cushion, but overall, it felt pretty good.
Yeah.
David, talk about your year. I mean, you weren't going to run the Outlaws, and then Bill got hurt. You got the ride. Now you're sitting up here, opening night of the Nationals as the winner.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster ride. You know, after Volusia, we were just going to run the next All-Star races, and Bill getting hurt and giving the opportunity. That's why I'm on the Outlaw Tour. Without him, I wouldn't be on the Outlaw Tour. So, it's a great thing, and I think it's definitely helping me out with my career, just racing against the best. And I've been close to winning the race here, and to finally get one and lock us in is great.
Next question.
Tim, give us a little rundown how you got this done tonight.
I couldn't tell you. Drove the living wheels off that thing. I know about halfway through the race, I think the driveline was getting ready to rip out of that thing. I don't know. It vibrated the entire time. So, I'm thankful to be up here. We qualified horrible, and sheer determination and driving the living crap out of my race car is the biggest thing I can tell you. I just had fun and let everything fall into place and take what we get. I was going to be happy with the top 10, and we got a podium here, so I'm definitely happy, and hopefully get into the main event on Saturday and not have to do too much on Friday.
So were you top or bottom?
Wherever my car would take me, I would go. We were good, bottom, top. We've had a fast race car all year. I've penalized this several times, and the car's penalized me several times as well. So, racing with Brad and David, I ran second to Brad. One of these times I'm going to let him look at my tail tank for a while. But, it's Brad. I grew up watching Brad race. David, I raced with him a few times this year. And they're both exceptional race car drivers, and to be on the podium with both of them is awesome.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Who's next? Go ahead.
Hey, after the heat race, what happened there and got ready for the A-main? Do you have any problem? Tell me what happened between the heat and the feature, and do you have any problems at the end of the feature?
There at the heat, I blew up there on the backstretch, and obviously I had a little gap there because I made it, and transferred through my heat. And our spare motor has a different block, and the motor plate isn't the same as our spare motor. So we had to go get our third motor out of the trailer and put that motor in. And luckily there was a C and a B, and we were in the A, because if we were in the B, we probably wouldn't have made it.
Anyone else? Go ahead.
For Tim and Brad, you guys have been here the last couple of weekends, racing that Saturday and the Sunday shows. Anything you applied to tonight, or is Knoxville a place where you might learn something, but you're still going to have to worry about just that night that you're there?
I think that's the best way to describe that question is the track's been different almost every time. I've been here. It's ended up the same pretty much, but it's dirt. You can't ever tell what it's going to do. Everybody here at Knoxville Raceway, they try to give us the best racetrack they possibly can. And coming here the last few weeks, we haven't been good, but we haven't been bad. We've had a lot of bad luck here the last 2 weeks. So if you can make the A-main and Knoxville Nationals, that's a win in anybody's book this year. It's definitely a tough field this year.
Yeah.
Brad was going to answer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Brad.
Settle down, big guy. me, I didn't get a lot of laps at Knoxville this year, so a lot of those races helped me just as a driver a little bit with our car. We, you know, a couple years ago we were really good when I drove the 9 car here, and then last year I was, you know, basically not even at the Nationals, struggled all week, so I didn't really get many laps coming into here, so it was nice to get a weekly show, the 360 Nationals, and then the Sunday show, to kind of get rolling with just me and our car a little bit. You know, we learned some stuff and we were able to apply it. So yeah, I would say being here definitely helps.
Go ahead.
Last restart, what were your thoughts when I think you might have spun the tires? I don't know.
Well, Dave's motor just took off a little better than mine. It's hard when you know, here you run such a tall gear and you come up in second, especially to time the guy. And I might have, you know, I started to go with him, and it seemed like, you know, I might have went a little too early, so I had to come back off and then back down. And then, you know, when you do that, you go a little bit too quick, and the motor stumbled a little. So he had a big jump, which, you know, it's no big deal because I was going to run a different line than him, but, you know, it just surprised me how quick he was able just to drive away.
Dave, restarts, you were really good. Talk about the restarts. I mean, you just drove away from people all night.
It's a third motor, you know?
You know, it took off pretty well, and I felt like I, you know, got down the straightaway real well, and you know, I was just sliding myself. I could get to the center and, you know, just slide up to the cushion as fast as I could, and I figured if somebody ran the bottom, they wouldn't be able to pass me, and, you know, if somebody's running the top, I would take away their line. So, you know, I was just real confident in how I kept doing it. One restart, I didn't hit it very well, but, you know, the others I did, and, you know, it's always scary running the top because, you know, with that little moisture down low, you know, something gets slidey pretty easily.
Question right here.
David, did you realize how dominant you were? Were you getting any signals from the crew guys? Realize how big your lead was? Did you realize you were that good?
Well, Tyler, you know, signaled me had a big lead there when we were coming up to lap traffic with like, you know, 9 in or something like that. And, you know, I seen Brad move in the second, so I figured, you know, he had a different line than Honda, and Honda was running the top earlier. So, you know, you never know what could happen. I seen, you know, Shane up to 3rd or 4th at one point, and, you know, obviously that's, you know, that's pretty scary too. So, you know, just trying to hit my marks and, you know, just try to slide myself in those restarts and, you know, try to slip the tires as least as I could, you know, enter the cushion and just keep my speed up.
Where do you see it? You watching the monitor or what?
No, I didn't see anybody. I was just, you know, under caution, just seeing where everybody's running, and you know, I was just wide open, you know, just running as hard as I could.
David, is there one thing you can kind of pinpoint this season that's helped you become, I don't want to say better, but I mean, you just had a really good season. Is there one thing you can kind of pinpoint that says this is maybe better this year versus years prior, whether it's some more laps and experience recently in Australia?
You know, Australia, you know, shortens up the off season. That definitely helps. But I think going out west after Florida, you have such a big break after Florida, and you know, I got, you know, like 15 races in before, you know, we moved back east. So you know, that was huge there, and going to new tracks. Every time you go to new tracks, you learn new things, race with different people. So you know, definitely going out west, and you know, got 90 races on the schedule, and that'll be the most for me ever. So you know, racing with the best, and you know, just making laps.